Då är vi klara. Jag fyller på kaffekoppen och sätter sig ner så är vi klara. Så bara fortsättning här.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is John Skyam. I'm the CEO of Huddlestock Fintech. I would have liked to keep it in Norwegian, but we can also speak English. There's a few international players that's on the streaming. So if it's okay with everyone, I would like to keep it in English, if that's okay. Everybody's okay? Okay, excellent. Well, Huddlestock is a Norwegian-based fintech company. A little different than Sandnes Sparebank and Kraftbank. We are in the new space of the world where things are digital, it's in the cloud, and everything is happening with low cost and high volume. We provide the technology that makes all these things happen. And we're in the space of capital markets, trading, wealth management, asset management. So in that space, we're not in the core banking side of the business. We have been working since 2014, and it's an offspring from the University of Stavanger. And we have our headquarters here in Stavanger. And I'm proud to see that two of the main founders are here with us today, Murshid Ali and Øyvind Hovland. And they have been instrumental in the whole journey. And it's been a journey with ups and downs. The dream coming out of the university here was to democratize the access to the capital markets for every man in the street, not just the rich and famous. Back in the day, in order for a broker to bother talking to you, you had to have millions in the market. If you were to invest with Goldman Sachs star managers, you needed to have tens of millions. So the dream was to be able, through digitalization, to put the access to the markets into everybody's mobile app, into their web browser, whatever it must have been. The success came, and our crown prince, Håkon Magnus, was in London opening up the first app in level 39 in Canary Wharf, and it was fantastic. Quickly, did the company manage to get 25,000-30,000 users. However, for those of you that are in retail market, you know the cost of acquiring clients is significant. And when the margins are very small, 20,000, 30,000, 50,000 clients, it just doesn't cover the cost. So the board of directors made a big, bold move and changed the focus from a B2C business to a B2B. This happened in 2018. We partnered up with a fine organization from Germany that had the idea and the vision and the relationships with some of the banks to be able to take the technology and implement it as a service to the banks. The banks already had the client base. You know, in Germany, they had millions. We partnered up with BNP Paribas, one of the largest banks in the world. And they had millions of clients. And they needed the technology in order to digitalize all their processes. Needless to say, we created Bedrock, which is a trading as a service platform. It is the reason why I asked about Norne earlier is that this would be the online banking trading platform that Norne has. So our Bedrock solution is very similar to the core trading application with the onboarding and the access to the stock exchanges and the reporting and position keeping. And then we have another product called Apex, and this is adding on a module for wealth managers. So if you are a wealth manager and having maybe 30 clients, you would need to have a system where you keep track of all those clients and you need to report to them, their returns and all these things. That's our Apex product. And then in Denmark, we have something called Canyon, which is a little smaller trading application where we only provide the technology for a few asset managers in Denmark that are connected to Saxo Bank specifically. That's our canyon. Then we have something we call Operations Center, where we also have the Danish Export Bureau. They have bought an application from us called Calypso, which is a treasury system, where we are hosting it, we're manning it, and we're making sure it's up and running at all times. So these are our technical products that we have today. And it's all based on digital process, cloud native, software as a service. Last year, we were fortunate enough to meet some people in Stockholm and Denmark called Visigon. They are a team of 30 professional fintech consultants. They help all of the big banks in Sweden and Denmark implement technical systems like Calypso on the treasury side, or it could be SimCorp, or it could be other systems that these banks need to have. And they are fully engaged at all times. Our plan still is to make them also our Bedrock clients to future clients of us. So we needed people to help us onboard more clients more rapidly and getting going on expanding our product. So this was a very successful operation, and we then went from being a few fine people here in Norway to suddenly becoming a group of 35 people, 40 people. And then we have later also seen the value of M&A. We believe that the world is moving so quickly, and we have opportunities to partner up with others. So this is why we have an active M&A strategy as well. I'll get back into that a little bit more later. And then I'm proud to say that we are the first fintech company to be listed on Oslo Stock Exchange, or Euronext Growth Market, which it's called. And it's from Rogaland, Stavanger, and hence we need to be very proud of where we're coming from. We are regulated by BaFin and Bundesbank in Germany, where we have full license to do everything that we need to do there. We'll get a little bit back into that later on. And then the last little bit here on the front page is this year, 2022, we were awarded top 100 wealth tech companies in the world. And this is, of course, a little feather in our hat, where we're really proud of having such an achievement. Okay, now, contrary to all of you other guys, I said initially that we are the future. And we are the future because the market and the banking is in flux. We all know that technology, digitalization, cloud services, software as a service is much more a future than having 20 old servers in the basement with legacy systems. And we see this dramatic change in how the world is actually changing. People now want instant access to everything. They want payments to go immediately. Look at the growth of Klarna, for example. Okay, come a little bit down now, but you know, in all of these things are happening. And the future is that people are now happy banking with Apple, for example. They don't need to go to their local bank. They get all the services they need from these new players. 5G, other internet things are now every day, and we demand things instantly. Highlight here, banking is necessary, but bank is not. And when I say bank is not, of course, in order to be a bank, you need to be regulated. You need to have approval from your local regulators. However, the new world is that you borrow that regulatory status from another bank or from another player. We'll get a little bit into that, but that's where this new concept called banking as a service is coming into the picture. And banking as a service market, we're looking at 11 billion in opportunity in the next years to come per year. This is changing dramatically. And we can see here also that the future of the people that we're going to serve, if you take, I wanted to say me as a baby boomer, but I think that's pushing it. I don't have that much gray hair, but anyway, back in the day, everybody wanted to have their money safely with their bank. Now the millennials are up in the 80s, prefer to bank elsewhere. They don't have to go to their local bank. And Generation Z is up to 95% happy with dealing with the Apple or the Googles of the world. Now, banking as a service, digital banking, credit card, lending, regulatory umbrella, etc. We are on this side of things, which is the capital markets, the investment side of the financial services. And then the wealth is changing. The future are the people that today are 30, 40 years old, and even the 20-year-olds are coming. So we can see that the not again my generation, but the older people, their wealth is reducing, and these new are growing dramatically, and they want services in a different way. And this is really why I'm so excited about Huddlestock, is because this is right in where we can see that the dynamics in the world is happening. And then with the financial crisis we've been through, the compliance issues have grown many times over. Now we need to have digital processes. You mentioned, yeah, not here. Yeah, you are there. That you're onboarding because you're taking advantage of new ways of collecting data. You get the client to sign up with bank ID, and then you go and get their payment slips, their tax returns, their mortgages, whatever they have. That's the digitalization of the process. Take it even further than that. But onboarding clients today costs you a lot of money. And you have to do a damn fine job with it. Otherwise, they'll come and take down your license. Anyway, this is also happening as a big change in what's going on. The new world is coming here as well, and I'm sure that all of you have seen it and feel it. You can now log on with your bank ID and you can do whatever you want. That's a part of the digital process. Huddlestock, we solve all the boring stuff in the middle. We leave it then up to the clients to focus on getting clients and serving the clients with their value-added services. We do the operational, we do the technical, we do all the stuff in the middle. All the boring stuff that the client doesn't need to see. And in the world of Huddlestock, you can meet your wealth manager at Stolt or Kraft or Sandnes for that matter. And then you get into our onboarding, you get into our technical side of the things with trading aspects, and then you get into the reporting. And you see maybe two new names here, Trax, and then you see F5IT. And those are two acquisitions we made here this spring. They have not been completed yet because with F5IT, waiting for a creditor period to elapse. That should happen in the next couple of weeks, and then we can close the deal. But F5IT is outsourced software service. There are 20 people working on developing technical solutions for the fintech world. They also do another few products, but basically it's working on the technical side of developing the systems. Visigon we talked a little bit about earlier, and then Trax, that's a full service, fully licensed back office, middle office, reporting, onboarding. They do all the things that you do in the banks or in other places, the back office, the onboarding, the reporting, tax reporting, all these things. And then on the consultant side, we see that we're fully sold out. We're serving all the large banks in the Nordic space, and we even have a couple here in the region. We have some further north in the country and so forth. But all in all, we're sold out, and we see a strong demand for consultancy services and being able to deliver. And as again, we using them to help us onboard clients onto the Huddlestock platform. A little bit about our M&A strategy, and we see that we are very good at a few things. However, there are others out there that are very good at this. And with seeking active acquisitions, we can expand our product range. We can also expand our competitor footprint. We can take over some competitors. All of these things are part of helping us growing the company and becoming we have ambitions on the global space, but let's keep it a little bit more local for the time being. But we have ambitions of being a world leader in the fintech space that goes for investing as a service, wealth management as a service. And that means that we need to be actively expanding our footprint. We need to be actively expanding and making sure that our products are world class. And we do that, of course, through development. We also do it through acquisitions. Very proud of being the first listed on the Euronext growth market, fintech. When we went public, 26th of November 2020, the day I got Corona, we'll never forget that. Our share price, we went public at 2 kroners. Today we're talking 293 kroners roughly. We've been up to 7, but that was a part of that ESG hype when everybody was, home in bed and couldn't do anything other than playing on the stock market. We have since then come down like everybody else, but we're still holding our space very well. And then, thanks to a very strong shareholder base locally here in Stavanger, Rogaland area, and also expanding to other parts of the country. But we have about just short of 1,500 shareholders now, which allows us, of course, to be active on the M&A side. It allows us to continue to grow if we need to, and it allows us to be flexible. And this is always very, very happy for us. With the recent acquisitions, we are also happy to announce that Njord Glastad family is a new cornerstone investor with us, just short of 10%. And 10% is because if it's above 10% in a regulated environment, you need to seek the regulator's approval to own more than 10%. That's why they're short of 10%. I forgot to mention here the volume of our shares. Daily volume is 264,000 shares, up from 210 last year. It's not huge volume, but it's very good compared to the others that are listed on the Euronext growth market. So we're holding ourselves reasonably well. We can, of course, always do better, and we will focus on doing better, but so far it's okay compared to whatever else has happened in the world. Here, this is the first half result for the group, and this is pro forma. This is including F5IT, it's including Visigon, it's including Trax. We had 30.9 million in revenues, minus 7.2 in EBITDA, and we have an equity of about 122 million. Highlights for the first half, we see that, and excuse me, but for the interested reader, you can see that now the revenues is 21.2. That's because these numbers are not our pro forma, these are consolidated numbers. So in this number, it's only Huddlestock and F5IT for 2 months, this May and June, basically. But you can see that we have grown tremendously, and also our technology, which we can call a recurring revenue, is also expanding very nicely. And as we go forward and onboard more clients onto our platform, we expect that this will grow even further, of course. That's the kicker in the business. In the first half, we focused on delivery. We have been specifically extremely focused on delivering to a specific German banking as a service. One of the largest in Europe is called Solaris Bank. We have announced this previously, so there's nothing spooky about it. But Solaris Bank is one of the largest fintech banks in Europe. They have more than 70 online banks on their platform, where they lend out the regulatory platform, they lend out the equity, they lend out all the systems. So if you wanted to start a bank tomorrow, You can call up Solaris and they'll give you basically the blueprint. All you got to have is equity to finance the marketing. You got to have people that knows what it's all about, but basically they can get you up and running in a matter of a couple of months. So this is really a powerhouse in Europe. Now, why is this so important to us? Because as you know, if you're an online bank, you have the regulatory approval to have salary accounts, payables. You may be able to give them a credit card if somebody wants that, but basically you're with core banking services. If you then can add on Huddlestock investment as a service, you can suddenly get into the whole wealth management, into the trading space, which still is reasonably good margins compared to many other businesses to be in. So they really would like to have our, call it white label solution, end-to-end offering with onboarding clients, custody of clients, trading of clients, direct market access, so that it's a Lego piece that they can put onto their service that they're offering to their 70 other online banks, which are screaming for having more products that they can sell to their clients. Now, simple thing, if you are an online bank in Norway and you have 500,000 clients, the expensive part of being a bank is to acquire these clients. When you have them, you want to sell as much to them as possible. And wealth management trading is natural to offer to them. We have been working on this for a long time, and we are now seeing the fruits of our labor. We've also signed up a few other local players here in the Nordic space, which we will go live with end of this year, beginning of next year. So things are going very well forward, even though it should have happened last year, should have happened the year before. But you know, things take time, and there's no excuse for that. But we're now getting there. We continue to invest in our technology. You saw that our EBITDA was minus 7.2 million, and that's because we continue to invest in our technology. We believe that if we're going to be a world-class technology company, even though we have finished our first models, we need to continue to invest to get the products better, to get more footprints out there. So these are the things that we continue to do. We continue to get new clients in Sweden and Denmark on the consulting side, and we have now added more people. We're now up to almost 70 people. Second half, hopefully we'll have more than 30 million in revenues for the half, and we continue to grow. Our key priorities going forward is to grow profitably. We are not going to. We've now come to a position where we have the platform, we have the people, we have the potential clients, the clients we have, all these things. Now we need to grow profitably, not spend money left, right, and center, but to focus on profitability. And we're continuing to grow with also making some acquisitions. We at the moment have done 2 transactions this year, so the priority now is to incorporate them and get them into the organization in a proper way. But if something comes along, we will take a look at it. But we don't have anything specific at this point in time. But we're very optimistic and positive to look at it, these things. Okay, trade tech, we're looking at continuing to deliver. I heard earlier that the yellow bank didn't have any offering on trading equities or other financial products through Norne. So maybe we can have a talk about that later on. Okay, we're guiding that we're going to get to 75 million for revenue this year, and our medium term is 200 million. So we're looking at growth in our technology applications. Okay, that's it for me at this point. I'm sure you guys have questions, maybe, hopefully.
What's your competition?
Competition is strong in each of the segments that we are, but very limited in providing the whole white label solution. There are players out there that can offer you the regulatory umbrella if you want that. There are players out there that can offer you the technology if you like that. There are players out there that offer you the digital processes of onboarding, KYC, AML, all these things, and direct market access. However, we have yet to come across somebody that can offer you the whole white label solution, so you can actually be up and running in a matter of 2 months. That piece, that just software as a service, put it right on there. So, but we need to continue to grow, and we're seeing a tremendous demand for what we're looking to do. And the interesting thing is that initially here I started talking about that the world is changing. Apple, Google, Amazon, Alibaba is, you know, one of the biggest traders in Asia. You know, it's a platform. We are actually seeing a tremendous request and interest from non-financial operators. I'll give you an example. We're not talking to this, but here you have Lyse. In Bergen you have Fjordkraft and BKK, for example. Fjordkraft is maybe the one that has created the largest platform. They basically give away the power, the electricity, but they put you into all these other things. You can buy now your alarm system for your house. You can buy your charger for your car. You can buy airline tickets. You can basically, Fjordkraft will sell you whatever you want. And again, these platforms, they have the clients and they need to now to capitalize on them and increase their wallet per client. And this is fascinating. In Germany, where we have our biggest footprint, there's something called Der Aksjonär, which is in hegnar.no, E24. There's another one called Finansen.net. Finansen.net, they have 7 million unique users on their site every day. These people, they are interested in financial news. That's why they go in there to that site. They want to now start offering investments and trading to their clients. It's a non-financial platform, but it's serving news. So it's kind of interesting to see how it is. And because we have the regulatory umbrella, we have the technical, we have the ecosystem, we can deliver everything in one-stop shop. And that's what they want. And this is actually also thanks to the acquisition of Trax, F5IT, Visigon, and of course the Huddlestock group, that we're able to deliver these things. And that's why I'm saying that we are now happy with our, call it, acquisitions and consolidation. Now we need to focus on getting the machinery to get up to speed. Okay? Yeah.
How scalable is you on the acquisitions of today, and when based on the current equity, how scalable is it? You see you have a medium-term guidance of 200. Is that based on current operations, or is that?
The 200 comes from increased organic growth and also acquisitions. So that number is a combination. If you're looking at our numbers for last year and this year, it's 80% acquisitions. And this has been a part of our plan to get everything together. Yeah. Asking about scalable, we are listed. We have access to the capital markets. We can use it, even though we now have a solid position. But if need be, when we did acquire Visigon last year, we went to the market and raised 50 million roughly, if I'm not mistaken. Now when we're doing F5IT, we're paying with shares 100%, and the same thing with Trax. But if something else comes about, we have access. And thanks to the investor base in the Rogaland area, we have people that are actually happy with us and continue to follow us. And yeah, yes.
If you sell your solution, like you say, to somebody like Lyse, and they are going to use it to give investment advice to the customer base that they have, do you also have to provide them the different things included in the FSA approval of how they do this investment advice?
Mm.
So you are actually responsible for the investment advice that they give to their
Yeah.
customer base.
If we enter into such an agreement with a Lyse party, it will be that they will then be a part of our license. So they will become something we call tied agent. Yeah. Now we have license to be investment advisors. However, I don't think we're going to end up going down that road of having active investment advisors. It will either be that somebody has their own license and they do their own thing and they use our technology, or we have it all digital. We don't believe in human people giving this type of advice. We're completely digital, and this means that we are extremely scalable. If we have 20,000 clients or we have 2 million clients, it's the same thing. So for us, volume is important. Digital process, entering up into partnerships with people that already have the clients. Yeah. Okay. Any further thoughts? Okay. If not, then I thank you so much for your attention and allowing me and Huddlestock to come here to Unmanned Investor Day. We're very happy to be included in such a fine establishment, and we'll definitely come back next time. So just let us know when. And yeah, thank you all.